Hi, my name is Sydney. Today we're going to be talking about the complex problem of accessibility to quality child and respite care for families that have children with disabilities. Problem is the lack of quality and safe care for children with disabilities. Many families face challenges due to the higher needs of their children and or the behavioral issues that may come with their child's disability. Um, a few statistics to go along with this. One is from National Respite Coalition Task Force and is on the slide right here. This just states that special needs parents spend 35 to 40 more hours each week caring for their children. This can obviously lead to exhausted caretakers, more stress on the parents, which can affect the entire family. And this is one of the reasons why respite care is really, really important for families to have access to. Another statistic is that nearly 1 in 5 Americans have a disability, and that comes from the National Organization of Disability. Disabilities aren't as rare as you think they are. A lot of people have them, and they all deserve access to quality childcare, respite care, and resources. Below kind of shows you some of the barriers to participating in childcare programs, and this is from parents' perspectives that have children with disabilities. So you can take a couple of minutes and look over that. Okay. Why should you care? Inclusivity and having access to quality care no matter the circumstances should always matter. Um, so we're gonna show you a example from a family that is involved in a local organization called Pause for Parents, Play for Kids, which also partners with Centerpoint Christian Church, and they run their Sunday ministries for children with disabilities, so their parents are able to attend church. So we will see that video.
Okay, I'm Russ, Brake This is my wife, Amy.
And we've been married for almost 35 years now. We have two adult children who are our biological children. And then in 2011, we decided to become foster parents, and we went through all the classes to foster. And in 2012, we got placed with two little boys, Jaden and Rylan, who were 3 and not even 2 at the time.
As parents of special needs, we're always the outcast, right? Our kids prevent us from being able to do things or be normal or whatever. And, that's our life. So for families who never feel accepted, this is a place, pause is, that is the place to be accepted.
We've parented before, and then parenting these kids who are special needs kids and have trauma. It's a different world, and it can be very isolating. You can feel like you're the only ones that go through the things that you go through.
I was expecting a phone call, expecting the number to come up in church or whatever, because I knew how Ryland was and how difficult he is. And now we don't do that anymore because we know that he's being taken care of.
Right. And I think too that he feels more comfortable, like he's like
Right.
he's got, friends here and a buddy. And
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
And just to have a place where everybody understands kind of what you're going through, and you don't have to kind of explain,
Apologize for anything.
or explain why, things are happening.
Right.
Everybody just knows that's why things are happening, or they're just accepting, it's like, okay, this is just, what happens here, what this child does, or how the parent has to handle this, so we don't have to feel judged or out of place.
Right.
So that video was the Brett filters. Obviously, you guys saw that. Um, I have personally seen the way that Rylan has thrived. Last year he really struggled at our bigger events. They rethought plans. He um started going to smaller events, got a regular buddy, and he's doing so much better now. And you can tell that he really loves to be there. His parents love coming in, his siblings love being there. It's really great to see that. So, what is happening likely to address the problem? I've listed a few organizations in the area. The only one that I have a personal connection to is Pause. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what they do because that's ties into my solution to the problem. Pause for Parents, Play for Kids is the title of the organization as a whole. They offer respite events. They offer um, extra resources, community. They have like a family programming where they meet with families, discuss what they need. Um, they have care coordination where they really try to um, coordinate extra things for families that might need something extra. So if something happens in the family, they'll start a food chain, they'll um, send care packages if somebody's in a hospital, just little things like that that really, I feel like, evoke community. Um, but some of their events are the respite events are like P&O or PDO, which is like a parents' day out, parents' night out. The parents are able to get a few hours of time to themselves to either run errands or have a date night or whatever they want to do with their hours. Their kids are safe, having fun. They don't have to worry about getting a phone call. They don't have to worry about their children not being safe. Um, Another thing they do are Thrive Nights, which is for the entire family. This builds community for parents, children. They have activities for the parents, the siblings of the children with disabilities, and then with the children with disabilities. And they offer extra resources on site too, like a counselor, therapist, those kinds of things. And then they bring in partners they work with that have fun things. And so it makes it a little bit different each time. And they also have annual events where they um, have activities that families want to go to, but they feel like they can't because of the exclusion thing. They don't feel like people will be as accepting to their children. So we offer a holiday shop where the kids get to come in, they shop for their entire family, they get to take pictures with Santa, make cookies, do activities as a family. They do a similar thing for Easter, and they also do something in the summer as well. Um, those events kind of make these families feel like normal. You get to kind of see everybody in the community. It's really, really fun for the entire family to get involved. Um, why do I care? This picture is me and my brother Trey. My brother Trey had muscular dystrophy, which caused him to be physically disabled. I can kind of attest to the things that caretakers deal with. My mom and his dad did all of the care themselves. We did have a daytime nurse so that they could go to work, obviously. So when they were at work, the nurse was here. When they'd get home, the nurse would leave. My mom would stay up all night to take care of him. She'd sleep on the couch next to his room so she could hear him if he called and needed anything. She had to carry him to bed. Um, if he wanted to turn sides in the bed, she literally had to turn him on his side, turn him on his back, whatever he wanted. And then put him back in his wheelchair, put him on the toilet. She's responsible for all of that, so obviously it is a lot. He also had other things. He had a feeding tube. He had other machines for other reasons. So it's a lot that it encompasses and takes a lot of time and hours, and it's it's just an added level that a lot of people don't understand and may never understand, and that's okay, but that is why we need these programs. What can be done? I think establishing programs like Pause for Parents, Play for Kids, is where we should start. I think implementing programs like this for the entire family is going to benefit the entire family along with a child with disability. When you have healthy, thriving parents, it's easier for their children to thrive. Because I think a lot of the times as children, we can sense when our parents are stressed out or struggling, and they may not know that, but um, so creating programs similar to this is the goal and the idea that I think. What obstacles are there? I think funding is a major one. Government funding, especially if it's only government funded, it's obviously going to be scarce and not as easy to get enough funding to do what we want to do. Um, the organization Pause for Parents actually used to be a part of I'm pretty sure it was the Butler County Behavioral Health Department of the Butler County government. They broke off so they were able to do more basically because their funding was limited. Um, so obviously a long-term goal would be creating a national nonprofit that would do this all over the country. But obviously you'd have to start locally first, which Pause has done. Um, but yeah, another obstacle would be resources. This would include getting employees, having reoccurring volunteers, consistent volunteers. That's a big one, and I've seen the way that can affect the programming at Pause as well. So I know that it can be a struggle at times. And then finding partners. I think it's really, really ideal to have partners that you have similar missions, similar visions, similar goals, and you can align together to help one another fight the bigger problem. Um, Below lists a few different ways that we can all get involved together and locally. Um, I think it's important to come together as a community and offer help in ways that maybe you might not need it, but somebody else may need it. So I just encourage you guys to get involved, do your research. This is all the citations that I used to gather all of the research. I encourage you to look over some of it, do some research, look into local organizations in your area, and get involved. Thank you guys.